Tonight's program is all about Gajendra. So, this first reading is some of the verses and a purport which will help us with one of the main points of this story. In South India, this katha is very famous and very popular in South India. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, when the king of the elephants saw that he was under the clutches of the crocodile by the will of providence, and being embodied and circumstantially helpless, and that he could not save himself from danger, he was extremely afraid of being killed. He consequently thought for a long time and finally reached the following decision. Namami me gataya aturangaja kuta karinya prabhavanti mochitum grahena prasena vidhatur avrito pyaghang cha tang yami parang parayanam. The other elephants who are my friends and relatives could not rescue me from this danger. What then to speak of my wives? They cannot do anything. It is by the will of providence that I have been attacked by this crocodile, and therefore I shall seek shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always the shelter of everyone, even of great personalities. Ya kaschanesho balinon tag koragat prachanda vegad abhidavato brisham bitang prapanang paripati yad bhayan mrityu pradadyavyarang tam imahi. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is certainly not known to everyone, but he is very powerful and influential. Therefore, although the serpent of eternal time, which is fearful in force, endlessly chases everyone, ready to swallow everyone, if one who fears this serpent seeks shelter of the Lord gives him or her protection, for even death runs away in fear of the Lord. I therefore surrender unto him, the great and powerful Supreme Authority, who is the actual shelter of everyone. Now we will hear Prabhupada's purports to these verses. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarane. Srila Prabhupada writes, everyone in the material world is engaged in a struggle for existence. Everyone tries to save him or herself from danger. But when one is unable to save oneself, if one is pious, he or she then takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 16. Chaturvidha bhajante mang Jana Sukritinor Arto Jigyasur Artarti Gyanicha Bharatarshava. 4 kinds of pious men, namely one who is in danger, one who is in need of money, one who is searching for knowledge, and one who is inquisitive. They all begin to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to be saved or to advance. The king of the elephants, in his condition of danger, decided to seek shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. After considerable thought, he intelligently arrived at this correct decision. Such a decision is not reached by a sinful man. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita it is said that those who are pious, Sukriti, can decide that in a dangerous or awkward condition, one should seek shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. This material world is described as padang padang yad vipadam. This means at every step there is danger. A fool wrongly thinks that he or she is happy in this material world, but in fact, he or she is not. For one who thinks that way is but in illusion. At every step, at every moment, there is danger. In modern civilization, one thinks that he or she has a nice home, a nice car, then one's life is perfect. In the Western countries, especially in America, it is very nice to possess a good car. But as soon as one is on the road, there is danger, because at any moment an accident may take place and one might be killed. The record actually shows that so many people die in such accidents. Therefore, if we actually think that this material world is a very happy place, this is our ignorance. Real knowledge is that this material world is full of danger. We may struggle for existence as far as our intelligence allows, and we may try to take care of ourselves. But unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, ultimately saves us from danger, then our attempts will be useless. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Balasya neha sharanang pitaro nrsingha natasya chagadam uddanvanti majato now taptasya tatprati vidhir ya ihan jaseshtas tavad vibo tano britang tvad upekshitanam. We invent so many ways to be happy or to counteract the dangers of this material world. But unless our attempts are sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they will never make us happy. Those who try to be happy without taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are mudhas, rascals. Namang duskritino mudha prapadyante naradama. Those who are the lowest of men refuse to take to Krishna consciousness because they think that they will be able to protect themselves without Krishna's care. This is their mistake. The decision of the king of the elephants, Gajendra, was correct. In such a dangerous position, Gajendra sought shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is intelligent understands that there is a great and supreme authority above everything. That great authority appears in different incarnations to save the innocent from disturbances. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya cha dushkritam. The Lord appears in his various incarnations for two purposes: to annihilate the dushkriti, the sinful, and to protect his devotees. The king of the elephants decided to surrender to Krishna. This is intelligent. One must know that great Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrender unto him. The Lord thus comes personally to instruct us how to be happy. And only fools and rascals do not see by intelligence this supreme authority, the Supreme Person. In the Shruti mantra it is said, Bishasmad vata pavate, Bishoditi sura, Bishmasmad agnishchandrascha, Mrityudhavati panchama. It is out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the wind is blowing, that the sun is distributing heat and light, and that death is chasing everyone. Thus there is a supreme controller, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. This material manifestation is working so well because of the supreme controller. Any intelligent person, therefore, can understand that there is a supreme controller. Furthermore, the supreme controller himself appears as Lord Krishna, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and as Lord Ramachandra, in order to give us instructions and to show us by example how to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, those who are dushkriti, the lowest of men, do not surrender. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord clearly says, Mrityu sarva haras chaham. I am all-devouring death. Thus, Mrityu, or death, is the representative who takes everything away from the living entity who has accepted a material body. No one can say, I do not fear death. This is a false proposition. Everyone fears death. However, one who seeks shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be saved from death. One may argue, does the devotee not himself die? The answer is that a devotee certainly must give up his or her body, for the body is material. The difference is, however, that for one who surrenders to Krishna fully and who is protected by Krishna, the present body is his or her last one. Thus, one will not again receive a material body to be subjected to death. This is assured in the Bhagavad Gita. Tyaktva dehang punar janma naiti mam eti sorjuna. A devotee, after giving up the body, does not accept another material body, but returns home back to Godhead. We are always in danger because at any moment death can take place. It is not that only Gajendra, the king of the elephants, was afraid of death. Everyone should fear death because everyone is caught by the crocodile of eternal time, and may die at any moment. The best course, therefore, is to seek shelter of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and be saved from the struggle for existence in this material world, in which one repeatedly takes birth and dies. To reach this understanding is the ultimate goal of life.